So I want to talk about near-death experiences. And I've had two. I'm going to talk about one today. It was in 2017 when I was giving birth to my son. I had to have a C-section because he was breech. My first and only birth. I remember that morning I was really nervous. Like more nervous than I thought I would be. But I was also excited. I just had a weird feeling, a sinking feeling. When I was a kid, I always used to think, oh my God, I'm going to die giving birth. So when I met the anesthesiologist, they went over the plan with me. They numbed me up. My husband was there with me. And when they started the procedure, I felt okay for the first maybe 5 minutes. Then all of a sudden, I started feeling kind of sick. And they were having some complications getting my son out because he was holding on to some part of me from the inside. I remember hearing them talking, and it was kind of like in and out. And my husband was listening, and he was holding my hand. And then they started struggling, and they were pushing and tugging and pulling on me. I started dry heaving, and my blood pressure started to drop. And I remember I was like kind of turned towards the left, towards my husband. And he's holding this like container for me in case I throw up. All of a sudden I got really cold and really weak. And the room started to dim. It was almost like someone was dimming the lights. Or like a pullback when you're like this, like a pulling back. And everything was getting dark and all I could see was my husband. And then I just was kind of blank. I could kind of hear mumbling. I don't know where I went, but I felt like I was in this darkness, and then I saw this incredible light. I could cry when I think about it. It was beautiful. It was like the most beautiful light I ever saw. And all I wanted to do was go there. It was like, go into it. But I reached like some kind of a barrier or like an invisible energetic wall that stopped me dead in my tracks. And all of a sudden I got slammed back, and I was more awake, and I was looking around, and I remember my breathing was kind of erratic and shallow, and kind of jokingly, I guess, the anesthesiologist was like, "Welcome back." And my husband was like white as a ghost. And he looks at me and he's like, "Babe, we almost lost you." I didn't even get to hold my son yet. So they brought him over to me, and they wouldn't like let him be on me skin to skin because I was, they were still trying to recover me, and they're trying to stitch me up too. And I just remember they kept saying, "You lost a lot of blood." I remember I felt so strange. I felt so dazed. It was almost dreamlike. Now that I think about it, and I felt all of what I felt, and I saw all of what I saw, and when I got towards the light, that invisible barrier that I was talking about that kind of slammed me back, that was the anesthesiologist giving me adrenaline because my blood pressure was so low. That barrier was the other side telling me, "We're not ready for you yet." Yeah, no, and I wasn't ready to go either. I just brought the most beautiful boy into the world. But I just wanted to share that. It's very real. Please leave me some comments if you've ever dealt with near-death experience or you have any stories. I would love to hear from you.